Hello listeners, welcome to the 5th program of our series, Let Us Learn Entrepreneurship, which is produced for grade 9 learners and anybody who has an interest in the subject. My name is Laimi Ipinge. Today we will identify the causes of conflict situations in business. We will also explain how to resolve conflict situations in business. Please have a pen and notebook ready so that you can take important notes. Everything is triggered by something. It must always come from something, whether we think it's good or bad. If it triggers conflict, it needs to be adjusted. Join me as we navigate through what causes conflict and how to resolve it if it arises in business or enterprise. At the end of this program, you should be able to identify causes of conflict situations in business. Explain how to resolve conflict situations in business.
Good morning, class. Melissa, what's all the commotion about? Should we leave the class and let you and Faith settle scores first?
Sorry, sir, but Faith has been on my case today. I've had it. She thinks that she knows everything. We are doing a project and every answer that I give seems to be wrong.
Sir, last time all the answers Faith gave were wrong. It affected our marks really bad. I don't trust her anymore.
Faith, nobody is perfect. We learn from our mistakes and from others. Instead of yelling and criticizing Melissa, you can actually speak to her politely and help her understand.
Thank you, sir. Now I know better. I'm sorry, Melissa.
It's okay, Faith. I shouldn't have been arrogant too. I'm sorry.
You see, it's that simple. If we could just be considerate enough, we would be dealing with conflicts in our lives. Today's lesson will be dealing with conflict, what causes it, and how can we resolve it in business or in enterprise.
Sir, what is a conflict or what is conflict?
Conflict is an agreement between two or more people, Melissa, like what you and Faith just had earlier today. Today we'll look at conflict in business.
Oh, okay, sir. Shocking though. Is there conflict in businesses too?
There's conflict everywhere there are people, simply because different people have different personalities, perceptions, and life experiences. It's only natural to disagree on certain or many things. I think we should play music in the office and somebody else in the office doesn't like noise. We are bound to disagree.
You know, Melissa, Faith is 100% correct. There are so many things that cause conflict in business. Adding to the one Faith gave, we have poor communications, which is the foundation of healthy business atmosphere. If it's poor, there is likely to be many conflict confrontations. Poor performance can be one cause. Employees who are performing poorly are likely to be forthrightly confronted by their bosses. Lack of fringe benefits. If workers do not get extra benefits like medical aid, bonuses, they are likely to be dissatisfied and might engage in some sort of conflict. Does it ring a bell now, Melissa?
Yes, sir.
Imagine now if conflict situations can be caused by the lack of additional benefits. What happens when remuneration is poor? That is, if employees are paid below the minimum wages, maybe? It can only mean double conflict. Examples, let's say strikes or boycotting.
I think also if the business is managed or led by a rude and strict person who doesn't involve other people in decision making, there will be conflict in the business. Because people will get tired of being bossed around.
That is so true. I hate being ordered around. And I think working under bad working conditions or environment won't sit well with me either. I will be complaining every day. While I even complain in class when it's hot, will I survive working in an office with no air conditioner or go clean the toilet with no gloves?
You see, now you are catching up. There are so many causes of conflict situations in business. The list is long. We only have 10 minutes. Let's quickly look at how to resolve conflict situations in business. We have 6 steps to follow.
Sir, I want to try. I think the first step is to find what the problem is. Just like you asked me and Faith what was wrong earlier.
Right, then I think step 2. You come up with the solution. I think I will only need 2 steps.
That's right, girls. But for effective conflict resolutions, you should follow 6 steps. Step 1. You identify the problem and find the causes of it. Step 2. Diagnose the problem. Look at its causes in more depth. Step 3. Think of and discuss different solutions to the problem. Step 4. Decide more courses of action. You can think of more possible solutions. Step 5. Take action. Here you apply the most effective solution you came up with. Step 6. Evaluate, assess whether the problem has been solved. If not, call in the third person. How do you evaluate?
I think you will only know that problem is solved if you keep a close eye on the people who were in conflict to see if their vibe is good.
Yes, Faith. Closely monitor them. We have 4 minutes before class ends, guys. Melissa, can you please conclude the lesson for us? What did we learn today?
Ish. Sure, sir. Let me try. Okay, I think today I've learned that there are certain situations which causes conflict in business, and they are personal differences between people, perceptions and life experiences, poor communication, poor performance, and so forth. However, I also learned the 6 steps to resolve conflict situations in businesses, and they are: Step 1, to identify the problem and find out the cause of it. Step 2, to diagnose the problem. Step 3, to think of and discuss different solutions to the problem. Step 4, to decide more courses of action. Step 5, to take action. Step 6, to evaluate and assess whether the problem has been solved. If not, call in the third person.
That brings us to the end of this program. This program was written by Peace and Shindume, so until next time, keep safe.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.